And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Today we're taking a look at Dreamember. Kind of an odd name, but this is a party word game in which you are trying to think of words that contain or do not contain letters. This is a big deck of letters that's based on the painting Starry Night from Vincent van Gogh. In fact, if you put the cards together in a certain way, it actually makes this painting. It doesn't really matter for the purpose of the game. I guess it's an extra puzzle thing they threw in. I actually did it. You can see a picture of it here, in which, put together. I thought that was kind of cool, and it's better, I guess, than a normal background for these cards. But anyway, that doesn't really affect the game at all. I don't think it has anything to do with Starry Night. There's some theme in here, blah, 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 blah. It's a straight up party game. Let me show you how it plays. So you can see there are different kinds of cards in here with the different letters, and again, these are made up of the background of that painting. Now, there are 75 memory cards in the deck that have various letters on them. There are 23 Oblivion cards. These are the ones with a red letter on them. There's also some special cards that you can throw in. The game says if you want a lighter game experience, you can throw these in that let you reverse, skip other players' turns, and so on. What you should do with these is when you buy the game, take these and immediately throw them in the trash. They're a waste of time. I don't know why they're in this game at all. This is a word game. Each player is going to draw a handful of cards. You're going to have 7 cards in your hand, and on a player's turn, they can either play a card or pass. When you pass, you draw the top card of the deck and add it to your hand. The goal of the game is to get rid of all the cards in your hand, so you don't want to pass. But when you play a card, you're going to play a card out here in the middle, and when you do that, you are telling everybody that I can make a word with these letters that must contain all the white letters. It can have more letters, but does not contain any of the Oblivion letters. So in this case, my word might be promenade, because I promenade, and that does not use an H. I don't have to tell people what that word is. Somebody else will play a letter, and then the next person plays a letter, and at some point, everyone's going to pass, or I can call somebody out. I can say, there's no way you can make that, because you can play one. Like, I can't think of maybe one that has 2 E's in it, so I play an E, but I'm banking that no one will call my bluff. Somebody can challenge me, and you get challenged after you do it, and then I either say the word or I don't. And whoever's wrong, if I can't say a word, I draw 2 cards from the deck, and if I can say the word, the person who challenged me draws 2 cards from the deck. Either way, the cards will be wiped. Also, if after everyone passes, the cards will be wiped. You'll draw 4 new cards from the deck, and you will continue. Well, this one's pretty easy, maybe, because it's just a T, and it uses no J, R, or W. Hooray! That is, well, I was about to say terrific, but there's no R in terrific, so I'll just use the word that, T-H-A-T. As soon as one player plays the last card from their hand, they've won. That's it. There's not a lot really to talk about here. There are cards. I explained for many times now that they have that picture in the background, but I like how the cards look by themselves. They're nice. Their letters are there. I do find it odd that they put the letter in one corner, not the other. Not a big deal, but why have the letter in the corner at all then? But I guess it's so when you spread them out in your hands. But will no one think of the left-handed folk? Other than that, though, I'm pretty happy with the whole look of the game. The cards are decent quality. It's fine. I'm never sure what to expect from party games. A lot of party games aren't very interesting. This one is, and it's a really basic concept. In fact, I've played a version of Dreamember years ago, 20 plus years ago, but it was a pen and paper game where you would write down letters and add them, and people had to guess, if you could make that word up or not. But it's a similar thing here. So there's 2 aspects to this. There's the bluffing aspect, which if you're playing me, I do quite a bit. I played this with some people my wife also, who never bluffed. I think. At least I never called them out on it. And every time I did call someone out on it, they knew the word. So there is this small issue that this is going to have that every other word game has, like Scrabble, etc. If you have a better word vocabulary, and not necessarily a better word vocabulary, but if you can think of words that contain letters, and some people are better than that than others, you're going to do better at the game. That being said, I think it's an excellent exercise, and even though I am not as good as other people at this, I enjoyed this. I liked it more than, say, Scrabble, because it starts off pretty simple. Well, I can think of a word that has those 3 letters and not that one. But after a while, you have 5 letters and not these 2, and you have to decide, do I pass, do I bluff, or can I think of a word? Because if you can think of a word, but then you act like you can't, you're like, and someone calls you on it, they just had to draw some more cards. So it's a very simple game. It actually is a party game that works very well. I tested it at 2 players, back and forth. I thought it worked really well that way. But with more players, it's also a lot of fun going around, and anybody can call anyone else out. So a nice little party game, Dreamember. I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching the Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment approved.